Burkina Faso has just made history. Under the leadership of President Ibrahim Traoré, the country has launched what is now being recognized as Africa's longest and most ambitious irrigation canal. This isn't just a development project, it's a statement of independence, a challenge to the status quo, and a bold attempt to reshape the future of agriculture across the continent. For too long, the Sahel has suffered under the weight of drought, desertification, and abandonment. But now, the dry, cracked earth is being transformed into green lifelines. And at the heart of this transformation is a leader who refuses to accept that the Sahel must remain barren. The scale of this project is unlike anything Africa has ever seen. Bulldozers, drones, and thousands of workers have lined up along a massive stretch that cuts through Burkina Faso and links to neighboring countries like Mali and Niger, even reaching the southern edges of the Niger River. This canal, stretching more than 200 kilometers, is funded not by foreign donors or international financial institutions, but through strategic revenue from minerals, cryptocurrency reserves, and deals with non-Western allies. Traoré, often dismissed by Western analysts as too young or too radical, stood firm at the groundbreaking ceremony and declared, "The West built railroads to extract our gold. We are building canals to feed our children." This canal isn't just about transporting water. It's about creating life. Millions will benefit from clean water and irrigation, and farmlands that have been dormant for decades will become fertile again. Smallholder farmers are forming cooperatives, supported by government grants and access to the canal, with plans to grow rice, cotton, and mangoes on a massive scale. Western critics label Traoré as a populist, but the truth is far more compelling. He's a strategic visionary who is rebuilding the economy from the soil upward. Perhaps the most astonishing part of this project is its social impact. Regions, once ravaged by conflict, are being revitalized. Former warlords are now becoming construction contractors. Local communities, long abandoned and ignored, are taking ownership of the canal's success. Schools are implementing irrigation-based curriculums, women's groups are managing cooperative water tanks, and the workforce isn't outsourced, it's local, made up of young Burkinabe and African expats returning home to help build their future. Even the canal's design is revolutionary. It includes smart technology like satellite-monitored flow gauges, AI-powered irrigation scheduling, and drone surveillance to prevent sabotage or leakage. But it's not all about modern tech. Traditional knowledge is deeply integrated. Elders from the Mossi and Fulani communities are consulted at every step, ensuring cultural respect and community cooperation. This blend of ancestral wisdom with cutting-edge innovation is what Traoré calls the Burkina model. Traoré isn't waiting for approval from the West. He's building ahead of it. While international think tanks raise concerns and Western media casts doubts, the reality on the ground speaks louder. Forests are being planted along the canal's banks, solar farms are powering water systems, and neighboring countries like Mali, Niger, and Chad are already signing regional water sharing agreements. Traoré is creating diplomacy through development, infrastructure as a form of unity. The economic projections are equally staggering. The canal is expected to provide clean water access to over 40 million people. It's projected to increase Burkina Faso's rice production by 15% through satellite-guided farming techniques and generate over 5,000 new tech-related jobs by 2030. Foreign investment is expected to rise by over $200 million. And all of this is happening without a single IMF loan or Western bailout. But the canal isn't the only revolutionary step. Traoré's government has also invested $450 million in reviving Air Burkina, modernizing its fleet and infrastructure. In the region, where 80% of air traffic is handled by non-African carriers, This move is about reclaiming economic sovereignty. With the African aviation sector expected to grow by 9% annually, this initiative is expected to create thousands of jobs and boost regional mobility and trade. Fast forward 5 years, the once parched lands of northern Burkina Faso are lush with crops. Children who once walked miles for water now play near backyard fountains. Villages that once struggled to survive are now exporting goods and thriving economically. This isn't a fantasy, it's a near-future projection from Burkina Faso's own Ministry of Agriculture. With new agro-processing zones along the canal, farmers will no longer just grow crops, they'll process and sell them, building value chains that keep wealth in local hands. This project is doing more than quenching thirst. It's stopping the cycle of poverty, migration, and dependency. Youth who once risked everything to flee are now choosing to stay, to build, to believe. The canal is more than infrastructure, it's hope in motion, proof that Africa can chart its own course. And Traoré, once underestimated, is now setting a precedent for what African leadership can achieve when driven by vision, courage, and commitment. He isn't fighting the West, he's uplifting Africa. And that distinction is powerful. While others debate in air-conditioned rooms, Traoré is out in the field with a shovel and a blueprint. His leadership isn't based on theory, it's rooted in action. If he can do it, why can't others? That's the question now echoing across the continent. From dust to destiny, this canal is rewriting the narrative, not just for Burkina Faso, but for all of Africa. And as the water begins to flow, so too does a new era of unity, innovation, and unstoppable hope.